And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Ryan Metzler.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan Metzler again, or actually I don't know who I am and I don't have the box for the game that I need. Now I do have the box for the game that I need, and I am going to be taking a look at two games today, but they are very much the same game. We're going to take a look at Hedbanz for Adults and Disney Hedbanz, which is a more child-friendly version of the game. One being more fun than the other and has this awesome Mickey Mouse head on it. So today I'm Mike Wazowski, and you'll see that I have a card on my head. I'm not supposed to know what it is, but I would draw a card from my pile, put it up here, and each player is going to be trying to guess who, what, or where they are by answering a series of yes or no questions. Real quick, why don't we take a look at the components, and we'll go over a little bit more about how it plays, although that pretty much covers it, and then we'll come back here and we'll get my final opinion on the game. So here you can see the components for Hedbanz for Adults and Hedbanz for Kids, the Disney version. Basically, this game is going to operate by having a headband. You saw me wearing one in the intro, but we have a headband that we'd have on, and each player, I guess not both, but each player playing is going to grab one of these cards. We'll do Adult first. From the deck, without looking at it, they're going to put it on the top of their headband. So you would be wearing this headband, and you'd be looking like this. On your turn, your opponent's going to flip over this marker, or this timer, and they're going to start answering questions. You may ask them yes or no questions about your thing. So maybe you'll go, is it a person? Well, no. Is it a place? Yes, it is a place. Okay. Is this a place where somebody works? Yes, it's a place where somebody works. And you're going to keep asking questions, yes and no questions, until you get what it is. But your opponent can only answer certain ways. They can only answer yes, no, could be, or I don't know. So they all have to be yes and no questions, and sometimes it can be really difficult to figure out what this is. Places I find to be especially hard, people a little bit easier. Now the goal of getting these right is you start with some tokens. You'll see they're yellow tokens here in the adult game, and they're these awesome Mickey Mouse tokens in the kids game, which is way cooler in my opinion. If you get this right on your turn before the timer runs out, you will take it off, grab a new card, put that on your hat, and continue guessing, trying to get more. So now I am James Bond. But once the timer runs out, which it's about to, you have to stop asking questions, and it moves on to your opponent's turn. But each time you get one right, you get to get rid of one of your chips. So you would throw one of these chips back in the center, and now you only have two chips to get rid of. But anytime you decide one of these cards is too hard and you don't want to guess anymore, you can get rid of it. But in doing so, you have to take a chip and add it to your supply. And the objective is to get rid of all of your chips first. Now, that is the entirety of the adult game. The children's game is very, very similar. The same answers are possible, yes, no, could be, and I don't know. And the cards are all going to be Disney princesses or Disney characters. So we have Silver Mist here. And you'll note there are two names on the card. We have Silver Mist at the top, and we have Fairy down below. So there are two different difficulties you can play, using either Silver Mist to try and get the full name by guessing, or Fairy if you're trying to go with a little bit younger crowd and get them faster. So the games are very simple, very comparable. The headbands are way cooler for the children's edition. They have the Mickey Mouse ears that you saw in the intro, but other than that, getting rid of all of your chips first is going to make you the winner. And there you have it. That is really all there is to Hedbanz for Adults and Disney Hedbanz. Pretty simple game, one that you would think from looking at it is going to be very easy and lighthearted, and oh boy would you be wrong. Lighthearted, yes. Easy, no. It took us forever to figure out who or what or where we were sometimes. Where being by far the hardest. Knowing that you are someplace is great, knowing that it's a building is all fine, but there are so many different types of buildings that I'm not creative enough to come up with questions to answer where I'm at. With that said, it's still really kind of a funny game to play because you're sitting there asking some absurd questions trying to narrow down where you're at or who you are. But all in all, a pretty decent game. Probably not one that I'm going to bust out very often, but if it does give me a chance to wear Mickey Mouse ears with the Disney version, I might play it a little bit more. If this sounds interesting to you, check out Hedbanz, or if you have kids who think the Disney version would be interesting, check out Disney Hedbanz from Spin Master Games.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.